Let's compare a new style of plush. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name is Lize and I'm a Disney Plush collector from the UK. So happy Tuesday, I hope you're all having a great start to your week so far. I am here because I ordered a new style of plush from Belloshophk and I wanted to share it with you. So I bought it from Belloshophk back in September, and just like I said in my custom NUIMO video, and if you didn't see that I will leave a card up above, I always go with the cheapest shipping. So I think the cheapest shipping for this was like $13. It was coming from Tokyo Disney Resort, but it then gets shipped to Hong Kong and shipped to me by Belloshophk, and it literally came a week later. This won't always be the case. The closer we get to Christmas, that won't be the case, but I would always recommend, if you don't have the money for the really expensive shipping and you're not in a rush for it, just try the cheapest. You still get tracking, you can still file a claim if it doesn't arrive, but it sometimes does arrive just as quick as the other options would. So save yourself a bit of money that you could use to buy another plush. So I have bought from the Tokyo Disney Resort the Rabbit Pozy Plushie. So I'm a bit confused as to why these have come out, because they are essentially NUIMOS. They've got their own outfits and stuff. They've done all of the Winnie the Pooh characters, which is why I opted for Rabbit, because I've got the main 4 in NUIMOS form, so I thought I would do a little bit of a comparison for you. So I can't read anything that this tag says at all. I apologise, my Japanese isn't that good, but the premise of them is that you can move their arms and legs and you can dress them, which wasn't that the point of NUIMOS that also debuted in Japan? I remember when I went in May 2019, they had NUIMOS and I didn't want to buy them because I would have no way of buying their outfits if I wanted more. My dad bought one, he bought Tigger, which you will have seen in my NUIMOS collection, and if you didn't, I will leave it in the description for you, because I just borrowed my dad's Tigger for that collection video because I don't own my own Tigger. But he bought no outfits for Tigger, and I was worried that if I had one, I would want a bunch of outfits. So I didn't go for it. And then when they came here, I bought pretty much all of them. There are a few I don't have, but yeah, I have most of them and I don't even dress them half the time, so I could have just bought one from Tokyo. So I thought I would do a little comparison. This is my Pooh Bear that I bought from the UK. So as you can see, there's a massive size difference. I've looked at descriptions of their heights online and there's a whole 10 centimeters difference between the two. So I already don't need to tell you that the NUIMOS outfits would not fit Rabbit, especially since Rabbit is a lot thicker than Winnie the Pooh as well. Winnie the Pooh moves his arms and his legs. Rabbit doesn't even really move his legs, I would say. They don't move that much. His arms do move, and will his ears move? His ears also have some posability to them as well. Posability, that's a good word. Price wise, it's difficult to compare them because obviously this one was either $9.95 or $12.95 back in the day when we first got them in January of 2020, I want to say, because I went in 2019 and we didn't have them yet, so it must have been 2020 or 2021. Basically, the pandemic made me lose my sense of time, but NUIMOS were definitely not available when I went to Japan in 2019. It was the first time I'd ever seen them before. But he would have been $9.95 or $12.95 and he was $37. But because he's still got a tag on, it says he was 2,300 yen. So I've gone on the Japan Disney Store website, which is where NUIMOS are first released. And their newest release, which is Belle in the blue peasant dress, which I honestly believe I'm going to order when I've finished filming this video, is 2,200 yen. So the brand new ones are very much in line with the Pozy Plushies. However, the OGs like Mickey and Minnie are 1,540 yen. Newer ones like Rapunzel and Oswald are 1,980 yen. I think they priced them based on popularity because the two Frozen Queens are 2,200 as well, but regular Belle in her yellow dress is 1,980. I suppose it's a bit like how these would now be $12.95 I think, but if a new one comes out it would be $15.95. But generally when it's Belloshophk, if I went to buy that Belle now, she would be $33. So it's not too different from Rabbit's $37. But it is a shame that you can't mix and match their outfits. I think it's quite cute that like the sizing's different because all of the Winnie the Pooh ones are the same height when Piglet should really be quite small. So putting Piglet next to Rabbit would be quite cute for photos and stuff. But I basically chose Rabbit because I didn't want a direct comparison, i.e. I didn't want to get a Winnie the Pooh because I didn't want two Winnie the Poohs. But Rabbit is so underrepresented. He's just been released in the Vault collection, which I'm tempted to do a video on, but I don't know when it's going to end. So I don't want to do a video and then only have like 2 more Vault releases after that to do a part 2. So I'm not sure whether I will do one, but I did buy Rabbit from the Vault, and Rabbit is the only one I have bought from the Vault. So it's nice to have another Rabbit because I only have 3 rabbits to about 20 Winnie the Poohs, so that is cute, but you can't dress this one in the NUIMOS clothes. You might be able to dress him in the Build-A-Bear miniature clothes, but I don't have any of those on hand to try, just because even though I wouldn't really want to dress up Rabbit, the Pozy Plushies will only be good for me if there's a cheap alternative for clothes. Obviously my NUIMOS hacks, and if you haven't seen that playlist, I'll leave a card above, will still stand. Like the NUIMOS props I use will still work for him, like the suitcase, the miniature foods and stuff will still work for him, but unfortunately clothes hacks will not work for him, which is a real shame because it would be nice to dress him up in something. If you were buying them straight from Japan, they wouldn't be too dissimilar from the new Princess NUIMO releases in price. I would say they make slightly obscure characters because they've made this one. Just looking at the other ones they've made, obviously I said that they'd made the Winnie the Pooh and Friends, they've made Mickey, Donald, Goofy, Minnie, they made Forky, Buzz, the aliens, Woody, Daisy, so they have done some characters that we don't have NUIMOS for certainly. I would love to see Toy Story NUIMOS because obviously NUIMOS are slightly more accessible to me because I've got so many clothes and so many props for them and stuff. But it is nice to have a different style of plush in my collection now. This is going to go on my Winnie the Pooh shelf next to my desk. I'm just disappointed that they've come out with another, I don't want to say gimmick, but I can't think of another word, that's exactly the same as NUIMOS when NUIMOS originated from Japan as well. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. NUIMOS are incredibly popular the world over. I saw so many people with them in Walt Disney World. I had my own obviously, so you don't need to reinvent the wheel and bring out a Pozy Plushie. And I prefer the name NUIMO mainly because I don't like the word plushie. I say plush or plushies, I never say plushie, but NUIMO was a Japanese word that meant a doll you dress up. So Pozy Plushie is a little bit too obvious a name for me. I really like NUIMOS. So if you'd like my opinion, they are cute, but I would rather buy NUIMOS. Although I imagine that NUIMOS, because they all have to be this same kind of height to fit the outfits, Rabbit would have looked really weird in NUIMOS form. So I'm glad I've got him in some form, but we're not going to see a NUIMOS Rabbit anytime soon. So that was my very quick little review of a Pozy Plushie versus a NUIMO, and it's reminded me I need to try and get my hands on that Belle NUIMO because blue dress Belle is my favourite. But I really hope you enjoyed this video, maybe found it helpful. I'm going to leave a link down below to Belloshophk if you would like to check them out. I've used them a lot of times and I've also worked with them, and they are just a great company. I feel like they're the cheapest option because, like I said, I just got Rabbit for $37 and I looked on US Shopping SOS and they want $52. So Belloshop is a lot cheaper, a lot more reasonable, and I always feel like they communicate well what the lead time is on getting these things for you. So that is it from me. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below what you think of these new Pozy plushies. I'm not sure they're entirely new, but they're new to me, so that counts. Have a great rest of your week and join me on Friday for a new Disney vlog. Bye friends!